Welcome to a weekend edition of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. I'm Atmadarshan or Laura. It's wonderful to have you here, and you'll once again get a little different view of the yard because the sun keeps moving, and if I'm facing the way I usually face, you're going to get an eye full of glare. Oh, it said you can get an eye full of me. Yay. Okay, we've been talking about Bhagavad Gita and daily life, especially applying this concept of Samatvam or equanimity, being able to be yourself. It's Olympics time. I referred to the Olympics yesterday, and by the way, I'm dedicating this practice to all, yes, every single one of you Olympic athletes, and to Jessie. Congratulations on your achievements as well. So the Olympics, archery. I actually studied a bit of archery in college. I had a wonderful archery set. I talked about yesterday how the people on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when the Gita is going on, are some of the top athletes in the world. And they're not just competing for medals, they are fighting for their lives, even more motivated. And one could say that the featured sport was archery. Having taken archery, if you've studied archery, it makes the stories about what happened in the war of the Gita even more astonishing. Because, for example, there's Kyudo in Japan and there's modern archery. There's all kinds of different ways to do archery. And watching some of the Olympics archery contests, there's a stylization, there's a habit, there's a routine. I mean, I've seen some matches where people draw and it looks nothing like, if you've ever done archer's pose, it looks nothing like archer's pose. Because if you shot a bow or from back here, the string would like snap your head. Not comfortable. So they get into their pose. They hold. They hold. And sometimes they hold for longer depending on the wind, yeah, indoor, outdoor event, how nervous, how close they are. And also, like with people who shoot competition rifles, you're waiting for that space between the heartbeats. So you got to find your heartbeat and then shoot in the space between the heartbeat, because at this level, even the heartbeat is enough movement to throw off your aim, especially if you're outside and the wind is blowing. And I was watching again this morning a replay of an event from Rio, the Rio Olympics. And then I'm thinking about war. And I'm thinking that during war, you probably don't have a chance to go, wait for my heartbeat, wait for my heart. Probably not. So in the battlefield of life, what we study in meditation, in yoga class, is really useful. But one of the things that keeps us from really applying it in daily life, I think, is, are we able to do it at a quicker pace? So I may have told this story before, but I used to also study Aikido, a Japanese martial art. And someone said to the founder of Aikido once, he's like, "Sensei, how come nobody can ever knock you off your center?" And the sensei said, "It's not that nobody can knock me off my center. People knock me off my center all the time. It's just that I regain my center much faster than most people do." So this idea of, we study, we try to become more nonviolent, more truthful. And sometimes if this is a habit we're trying to break, or a good habit we're trying to instill, it takes us a moment. And in daily life, often we don't have that moment, right? Driving, we don't have that time to go, you know, even in conversation, we might feel like we don't have the time to go, now, wait a minute, let me phrase my words and adjust my expression. So that's one thing that the battlefield of life gives us, is practice in making these more spontaneous, shall we say. We have to have these spontaneous reactions in real time. So as you contemplate today, I don't know what we're going to contemplate yet. I'm going to do this in real time. I'm going to take a moment. We will start with our pose, and today I am going to do a variation where am I? There we go. Where I'm in the one-footed prayer or the tree pose with my legs, but I'm going to hold my upper body as if preparing to shoot. You can do whatever you want. If there's some other Olympic event you want to do, water polo, you can stand like this. Have fun with it. All right, here we go. Where can I stand today? All right. Fun. Let's switch sides. Switch. Fabulous. Oh, the sounds of the neighborhood. So, for the contemplation today, I invite you to really consider something you're trying to bring into your life, but maybe it's you're not able to bring it in at. I don't know if you can hear that. Very exciting. See if you can bring it in at. What would it take for you to be able to bring what you feel, experience, or get from your meditation into real life at that real reaction time? You know, it's a bit nebulous, but this could be very useful. What is it you want to bring in? And how can you work with that so it gets up to speed and you can really apply it in your life? That's going to be tough. All right, but we can do it for 5 minutes. Let's go. Welcome back. Coming back from your contemplation. It would be so interesting to know what you feel you need to bring into life. And this flashed through my mind as I was sitting there. It's like, when we're little, well, when I was little, I won't talk for anybody else, but, if I said something and it was not appropriate, or there could have been a politer way to phrase it, my mother would say, we say this instead, and I'd have a chance to repeat it. And then, of course, that would happen throughout my little life, and I'd have more chances to repeat it. And then we get older, and it's not necessarily appropriate for other adults or our parents to keep correcting us, but this idea of practicing, like I've said, wouldn't it be great if we had conversation partners where it's like, okay, now I want to practice how I want to say things? And we have that practice. We don't give ourselves that space to practice anymore what we want to say, what we want to do. And as we've seen with the Olympic athletes, success and true skill in anything comes from practice. So if you get put in a situation today that challenges you, maybe we can view it as practice and an opportunity to come back to what you want. All right. Please come back tomorrow for more. And I hope until then, you have a wonderful everything.